Imagine being buried alive in a ditch, and you're clawing through the dirt in a desperate bid for air. You're buried all day long, like David Cates here. David Cates was also a lucky guy. He was doing some construction work. He was digging a 9-foot deep ditch. What was it for?
New sewer line for a residential house.
Okay, and there was a cave-in.
Yeah, I was, when we hit, the backhoe hit something 9 feet deep down, and I jumped into the hole to see what we hit, whether it was pipe or a rock. And as I was down there, I only went down for a couple seconds, apparently, but it didn't quite make it that long. As I turned around to come out, the side of the ditch came in on me, and it buried me about waist high in a crouched position. And at this point, the shovel I had in my hand was buried in my right arm.
Your head was facing what direction then?
I was just like squatted down, sitting, pushed against the back side of the ditch, and my heels were sitting on my butt. I was sitting on my heels, and I was only buried up to my waist at first. And as I was trying to, get myself free, I noticed that it caved in from the bottom. I noticed the top started to come loose. So I put my arm up and took a deep breath, and then it came in on me, and that was it. I was just totally buried at this point, and couldn't breathe. Didn't know how deep I was at this point.
So you were over your head in dirt.
My arm was up, and the dirt was about up to here.
We have some video of the dramatic rescue efforts of David there. Here are the men on top trying to dig him out. How did you manage to breathe? You were down there from 9 to 5, I understand. Well, it's a hell of a way to spend the work day.
The back operator dug a little hole down to my head, which I could breathe through a little bit. I wasn't getting quite enough air, and at this point here, they're digging the dirt out with little garden shovels and putting it in a bucket, and a 5-gallon bucket, and pulling it up out of the hole, and that went on for 8 hours.
And I understand only your hands were above the surface of the dirt.
Yeah, my face was covered most of the for about 2 hours, I guess.
You know that feeling you get when you can't breathe, that awful, when you're underwater or something, and you get that terrible claustrophobia and that panic? I can imagine. You must have had to fight the panic surges.
I was a little more upset when I was buried up to my waist, because there I thought I had a chance to get out. But once it came in over my head, I thought that was it.
You thought you were going to die?
Oh, I thought for sure there's no way I was coming out. Because you can get buried up, just up to your neck and still die of suffocation because you can't move your lungs in and out to breathe. And luckily I took a breath as the dirt came in, and I had a little pocket there that I could breathe through, so my lungs could move in and out.
Is that your head now?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, how about that? Oh, here you
come. They put a backboard on me and a neck brace and finally lifted me out.
Not exactly baby Jessica, but we'll take it.
No, not quite.
So, have you had any second thoughts about going back into that kind of work?
Well, I damaged my leg to the point where I really can't return to that field.
So you really were severely injured?
I had a compartment syndrome, which is loss of circulation to my lower leg. And at this point, I have no feeling from my knee down. And I walk with a slight limp, but it's starting, whether the feeling will come back or not, they don't know. Doctors they don't know whether it will or it will not. And at this point, I'm just hoping that the next 2 years, I'll get some feeling back. It's weird walking when you can't feel your foot.
I'll say.